Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt. I got my workout in today, so I'm in a pretty good mood. It's 50 to 55 degrees outside today, very sunny. There's wet snow all over the ground, so I figured today would be a good day to come out and do some shooting. I've got a brief overview slash review for our CZ Scorpion EVO 3 S1 SBR, or pistol caliber carbine for short. We have the Ergon trigger from Ascalon Arms. I'm sure if I say that wrong, someone will correct me in the comments below. Pretty much today we're just going to go over the basics of this trigger pack. We're going to shoot it with some various ammunition to see how it does, and then just give my brief thoughts on it. I've had my CZ Scorpion EVO for quite some time, and I have a plethora of aftermarket parts on it that kind of hit the ground running originally when it came out. I've got a lot of stuff from HB Industries, their fore-end, their charging handle, duckbill mag release. I've got the Yeti Works polymer pistol grip on there, the A3 tactical grenade vertical foregrip on here. For the longest time I ran the HB Industries spring kit, which took a little bit of patience to install, but essentially it dropped the trigger weight in half, right around 4 pounds. Didn't do a whole lot for the take up and reset and travel. Right around November on the CZ EVO Facebook group, Ergon or Ascalon Arms had posted that they were coming out with their complete trigger pack, just a basic drop-in trigger pack for the EVO, and you could pre-order one, I think for $125. I think the MSRP is a lot more. They are from the Czech Republic, so there's a conversion there with VAT, taxes, and all that mumbo jumbo. Installation is pretty straightforward. I will warn you that if you have one of the newer CZ Scorpion EVOs, they've either spot welded or tack welded the retaining screw in place. So I think HBI and a few other places sell a mill or a drill bit that you can come in there and knock that off so that you can get this out. Ascalon Ergon includes both hex keys, so you can remove that trigger retaining screw or trigger pack retaining screw, and then there's a set screw that you can just remove on the right side safety, and then you can take the safety selector assembly out, pop your trigger pack out, put the new one in, and reverse installation. Ergon did say that if you don't like their trigger shoe, it is the standard setup like the factory, so you can drive a roll pin out and change out to your favorite trigger shoe. I think HBI, Shooter's Element, there's quite a few different trigger shoes available. It's two-stage. You can kind of feel that wall there. And there's the brake. Not bad at all. We'll see how she runs. We have our alignment digital gauge here set to 0. We'll try to pull towards the bottom, straight back. 3 pounds, 1.8 ounces. Ooh, that's light. Do it again, just to have the second number. Make sure we're pulling straight back. 3 pounds, 1.9 ounces. I would say those dry fire results are pretty good. That 3-pound pull is going to equal less strain on that trigger finger when you're slinging that $50 box 9mm downrange. Now, I will say the one complaint that I personally have that Ergon said they're going to address in newer trigger packs is the safety feels more maybe airsoft gun-like-ish. There's not a clear detent from safe to fire. You can just kind of easily roll it back and forth, which if you've used the EVO, you'll note that the safety is pretty stiff on it, and that's why a lot of different aftermarket companies have a whole bunch of different safety levers you can buy for this. I have just the factory ones in here. It is a lot easier to move. I would prefer a little more of that stay in each mode with a more tactile click so that you don't accidentally bump the safety. Now that we've done quite a bit of talking just about a simple trigger pack, we're going to go out and just do some shooting, and we're just going to throw various boxes of ammunition. I've got IMI, Tula, Fiocchi, Federal, Winchester NATO, some Battleborns munitions, and some other stuff. We're just going to throw a bunch of random ammo down range and see if we get any light primer strikes or anything, and just see how this trigger does. All right, our first 35 rounds through our Ergon trigger from Ascalon Arms. Got the Magpul PMag here. We've got 35 rounds of Tula steel case, because these have usually a little harder primer than the brass counterparts do, and this trigger pack has a lighter mass hammer, so hopefully we don't have any light primer strikes. The old HK slap, and let's roll. Not bad. No failures to fire there. Grab some brass case stuff. Cool. This is some Fiocchi and some Syntec from American Eagle. And I think this is some IMI and some more steel case. Not bad at all. No failures to fire there. Now we're going to do some really slow fire. We're going to ride the trigger out to full reset to make sure that it actually resets every time when you're not trying to just burn through ammo. Worked like a charm. Well, folks, I would say that's a pretty successful outing with our trigger pack from Ergon from Ascalon Arms for our CZ Scorpion EVO. We had no failures of any kind related to the trigger over the, I think, 225 or 250 rounds that we put through that today. A majority of that was the toolless steel case, which is known to have hard primers, but we also ran some IMI and some Winchester 9mm NATO, which is known to have a little bit of a harder primer as well, and we didn't have any issues. As far as cost goes, this is right in the middle of our cost spectrum. On the high end, we have the Timney trigger pack, which I think is like $250. On the low end, we've got the HBI spring kit, which I think is still under $20. And then if you don't like the factory trigger shoe, then you can spend, you know, $20 or $30 on a different trigger shoe, and that'll bring the cost up. So this is right in the middle. It seems to offer a pretty good compromise. We've got a really light trigger pull. The reset and travel seemed to be really good. I was able to make really quick follow-up shots. As I prepare to skedaddle at the end of the day, I always take a moment at the end of the videos to thank my Patreon supporters, Ascalon Arms for making the sweet trigger for our CZ Scorpion EVO, and of course, you all for watching. Until next time, folks, I'll catch you at the range.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.